Twins offer us rare insight into the influence of genes on human behavior. They also confirm that genes determine the many traits that make each of us unique. Genes have endowed this child with red hair, blue eyes, and a mind of her own. But what is a gene? The answer lies hidden beyond the scope of the naked eye. The human universe, 100 trillion living cells. In each and every cell are all the instructions to make a human being. Safe in the nucleus is our genetic inheritance, the legacy of parents and forebears. These long molecules are called deoxyribonucleic acid, DNA. The structure of DNA resembles a ladder twisted into a spiral, known as the double helix. To form each rung of the ladder, 4 simple chemicals are precisely paired: adenine with thymine, and cytosine with guanine. Dubbed A, T, C, and G, this is the 4-letter alphabet of the genetic code. Letter by letter, each of our genes is written along the double helix. A gene for eye color, another for blood type. Still others shape and define the brain. In all, 100,000 genes to create a human being. How is the genetic code inherited from one generation to the next? Because of its ingenious design, DNA can copy itself. First, the double helix unzips into 2 single strands. Along each strand, another molecule assembles each A with a T, each C with a G. Letter by letter, the missing half of each rung is recreated. The result? 2 identical copies of DNA. Now the molecules of DNA coil up into complex structures called chromosomes. The genes are ready to be passed on to the next generation. In time-lapse photography, a cell divides. Chromosomes are pulled apart. This is heredity at work.
Okay, here we go.
To welcome a new member of the human race is cause for celebration.
Oh, good.
Open your eyes.
Yeah. Oh.
Andrea?
For proud parents and relatives, a newborn baby is the precious tie that binds one generation to the next.
Oh, he's a sweet little brother.
Isn't it cute? Isn't that baby cute?
We delight in the discovery that the newborn has inherited mother's nose or father's eyes. We marvel at his perfect proportions, every pattern in place, each tiny hand and foot expertly sculpted. The miracle of life remains an ancient and profound mystery. In the 17th century, a Dutch biologist envisioned a miniature human curled within the head of the sperm. The idea that babies are conceived preformed and complete in every detail persisted for centuries. We now know that a human being begins life as a single cell. The sperms struggle toward the unfertilized egg. Each carries only half the genes needed to make a human being. At conception, their DNA entwines, and 2 family lines are united in one. Almost immediately, the egg begins to divide. Nothing more than the glimmer of chemicals animates these cells. identical. Soon they will become brain and bone, heart and skin. The amazing transformation begins deep within each cell. Here is the machinery that will translate the language of DNA into a human being. On some elusive cue, a gene is switched on. A special molecule copies the gene letter by letter. Outside the nucleus, a tiny chemical factory decodes the genetic instructions and manufactures a protein, the raw material of life. With molecular precision, different genes choreograph the production of thousands of specialized proteins. Proteins now shape the destiny of each and every cell. This human embryo is about to be transformed. Within 2 weeks of fertilization, cells begin to congregate and build the shadowy foundations of a backbone. Some cells weave the network of the brain. Others fashion internal organs. At 4 weeks, a cluster of cells begins to pulse, and a tiny heart begins to beat. At 6 weeks, the embryo measures only half an inch, yet it bears the unmistakable imprint of human form. At 8 weeks, genes send out signals to lay the foundations of a human mind. The crescendo of some 25 trillion cells, exquisite and complex, still fascinates us all.